but I think that's done with the videos. What's up, Highland? What's up, Phuket? Good evening. It's Sunday, 7 p.m. I'm trying my best to schedule these at one specific time. It just sometimes work or other things or house chores get in the way. What can you do? Right? What can you do? Oh, I don't like that stool. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's weekend? Shot is better without the white in the back. So a lot's happening, man. Things are changing faster than I can actually make these videos. I mean, I can only stream once a day, right? And like, if we start with the Joe Ferrari thing, the cop who allegedly killed a drug suspect, he's now coming out and saying that he did not have the intention to kill. He was doing it for his countrymen. He was so against drugs that he made a bad decision. But yeah, that's how it goes, doesn't it? Regardless, I have an announcement announcement to make. Tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, well, 1 p.m. I'm going to start streaming, and the reason being that 1:30 I have a guest coming in. She's going to be on a Zoom call, and she does a lot for the island, like a lot for the island. And it'll be interesting to see what she has to say. This is Michelle. I'll obviously introduce her when she's actually in front of the camera, or not in front of the camera, but at least on the screen. So you guys can have a good chat. If I can collect enough people, I would love for somebody to ask her questions, like things I could ask her. She's really looking forward to coming in, and this will be 1:30 tomorrow. Burp. But yeah, let's get into some business. Let's get into some news, shall we? Can I just check how loud the music is? Compared to my voice. Hello. Yeah, it ain't bad, right? Well, if you guys cannot hear me, please feel free to say something. So yeah, we have a little story here coming in from Koh Samui. Thailand's opening up, at least not internationally so much, but within itself it is opening up. Hopefully things are gonna go good. This is from National News Bureau of Thailand, NNT. It's fantastic. I think it's Bangkok based. It's a fantastic news agency, and they're basically saying that over 650 rooms have been booked on Koh Samui after reservations were open for only 3 days, and Bangkok Airways is basically going to be flying people to the island. Hopefully, if 650 rooms have been booked up, I'm guessing there's at least 650 people, right? I mean, obviously if it's couples, then it's 1300. But like, I hope they don't get stuck there. Everything goes to shit. But fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. What are the comments? Government has increased restrictions in Samui and other orange zones. Who effing cares? Mr. Steve, I don't know. Let's listen to this. It's just almost 2 minutes long.
To tourism. Bangkok Airways flight PG254 transported 24 international tourists to Samui International Airport as part of the Phuket Extension 7+7 program, allowing travelers within the Phuket Sandbox to continue onward to approved destinations such as Koh Samui. The flight was previously suspended on August 3rd due to the COVID-19 situation. Koh Samui Tourism Promotion Association Chairman Ratchaporn Poonsawat explained that the Phuket Extension 7+7 allows tourists who have been in Phuket for 7 days to spend another 7 on the islands of Samui, Phangan, and Tao. He said over the 3 days since the program was announced, 650 hotel bookings were made for Koh Samui, calling the number satisfactory. He elaborated arrivals have to be swabbed for COVID-19 2 times as part of strict preventative measures. The chairman noted that the government's approval of Sputnik V COVID-19 vaccines has allowed tourists from Russia and Ukraine to return to the Thai South. The development is in time for the regular arrival period of Russian and Ukrainian travelers during the 4th quarter of each year. Suratani International Airport is being proposed as a direct destination for Russian flights, and the association is looking to establish a Samui sandbox.
Samui has such a cool it has such a cool airport. It's basically completely open. Let's see if I can pull some pictures of airports. Check it out. It's so beautiful. Like, this is literally the airport. This. It looks like a big. It looks like a big bar, doesn't it? Like a place where you can have drinks and, like, eat a buffet or something. Yeah, but it's really nice, really classy. Yeah, I remember. I was there a while ago. Anyways, it's full topic. Yeah, this is interesting. This is part of the sandbox. They have extended this to other islands as well. The only problem is that people are getting infected. There have been people who have been infected who were from the sandbox. So that means they entered and they had COVID. I personally, this is just me though, I personally would not want to travel if the requirement is get something stuck up your nose. Like, I'm so happy I have only had to do that once in Pakistan, and that is it in 2 years. I'm really happy about that, but almost 2 years. But yeah, I have not, yeah, didn't have to. Anywho, there is see that, so that's good news, I guess, for tourist industries, right? Like, let's hope that things start getting better in terms of economics. Is people are really downtrodden financially, people are really fucked. It would be great if things start looking up more and more. We just don't know what's going to happen. Anywho, Thailand is on the red list for the UK. Remember we talked about this yesterday? Funnily enough, I could not find the amount of money that these guys have to pay when they actually get to the UK. So this actually So this actually tells you, this story actually tells you how much, which is about 2,200. Oh no, oh yeah, there you go. 2,285 pounds you have to pay for a single adult, plus extra charges for more adults or children in a room, if there are arrivals. Yeah, that's crazy. But like, there are people, a friend's kid actually was studying in the UK. He came back and now he's rushing back. All these people are just rushing back as fast as possible. So can you imagine the amounts they are paying for flights, which means the airlines are earning a quick buck, quite a bit. So yeah, let's see. But here's a dumb story. Entertaining, not really. It's annoying is what it is, because this is what a lot of people do when they come to Thailand. They open these GoFundMe pages and then they go like, we need help, we're stuck here. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happens. And the problem is that they do get paid a shit ton of money. So it's not happened for this story. It has not happened yet. But just listen to this. British tourists face huge costs in dash back to UK to beat hotel quarantine, right? So this is like just a general statement. Except these two idiots, they're recent graduates, I'm guessing from the UK, obviously, and they decided that they want to come to Phuket, Thailand, to travel. During this whole situation, I don't understand why people feel the need to take so much of a vacation during a pandemic. It does not make sense to me. When I had to travel right before the whole world shut down. It was an emergency. It was a family emergency, and that's literally why I went. And I even had to cut the trip short because I knew that the world. I felt that the world's about to close down. And lo and behold, 8 days after I came back, everything got shut down. These recent graduates are stuck after the government announced it will move the country to red list restrictions. These two. Smarty pants. Traveler says she will stay on holiday hotspot because quarantine will bankrupt her, and sorting flight before Monday deadline is almost impossible. So I don't understand, how little money do you have in your bank account that you will get bankrupt? You will be bankrupt because of quarantine, but you have enough money to come to Thailand for a holiday? It doesn't add up. I don't know why you would be that stupid. Thailand is not that cheap, hotels are still expensive, and they obviously, whenever they came here, they had to be in an SHA hotel quarantine for however many days. So I don't understand why they didn't have enough money. British, they're saying blah blah. The government moved the destination to the toughest level of restrictions under the traffic light system on Thursday. It means arrivals will have to quarantine in a designated hotel for 10 days if they return after 4 a.m. on 30th August. This is what we talked about yesterday at this cost. The government said the move reflected increased case rates as well as the higher risk that travel from Thailand poses to the UK public health system. Now this is interesting because the UK just shut Thailand down, right? Why? Because of increased case rates and because of the higher risk from Thailand travelers. But on the other hand, we are opening the country more. It doesn't add up. Like, it doesn't make sense, does it? The comments, obviously, I love comments, and most people do. Those poor, downtrodden global jet setters, hardships abound. Exactly. Why the fuck did you have to travel, man? What can I say? Traveling to Thailand with the amount of COVID cases per day would be concerning for the brightest spark not to come here. Those that came here are obviously short-circuited. In my opinion, selfish for another word. Sounds harsh, but I said it. So they can deal with it. Not our problem. Weep and whatever. No sympathy from me because you don't travel to hotspots in this climate and you don't trust governments. Completely agree with this guy. Again, the problem though, what I don't agree with Mr. For My Ego, nice name man, is the fact that it is our problem. It does affect us. Because it's idiots like these who travel and make life difficult for other people. So they are endangering us. For like, who's to say that I, didn't meet them? They're not infected. So there's that. But what if they were? They would be in quarantine, yes, and then it makes it difficult for people to justify traveling plans if they have any to make for actual real reasons. You're talking about emergencies, you're talking about if you're about to lose your job if you don't come back, you're talking about family issues. So yeah, I just don't know why you would actually travel. Regardless, wait for it, GoFundMe in 3, 2, 1. Exactly, this is the reason I actually mentioned and opened up a GoFundMe page, not my own page, don't worry, but a web page, because I want to show you the kinds of GoFundMe pages that actually do exist. Will that be for free? Exactly. Traveler says she will stay in holiday hotspot, and that is where that other dude is thinking about GoFundMe, because it's not gonna be for free. It's expensive to live in Thailand. Yeah, I mean, it's cheaper than a lot a lot of other parts of the world, a lot of Western countries, yes, it is definitely cheaper. But her basically saying that she's gonna be bankrupt is bullshit. That's just a dumb thing to say. I think that's everybody wants to just blame COVID or something or the other, uh, you know, blame this and other people for their own stupidities and mistakes. And this is the exact thing that she's saying, that, oh yeah, if I go back, I'm gonna be bankrupt. Bitch, you should have thought about that way back. Yeah, right. And how much will it cost to stay? Exactly. 2,500 quid will bankrupt her. Exactly. She should be working then and not how do you say this? Trapezing, whatever, around the world during a pandemic. When the cases hit 2,000 a day, and then 5,000, and then 10,000 at any point, did these idiots think, oh, I wonder if Thailand would get put on a red list? Idiots. Agreed. This is exactly the issue that I had. I had to travel because of an emergency, and during that time I realized that I could get stuck, so I took care of the emergency, thankfully, and then I rushed back. I knew they were gonna shut down entry from Pakistan, for example, and they did. That was one of the first countries that got shut down. They're doing on and off, they're doing pretty decent now, but Thailand still has not opened up Pakistan travel. So there's that affects me directly. But I was smart and did not start freaking visiting different cities of Pakistan. I was on vacation, and it's a pandemic. Why would you take a vacation? So yeah, there's that. This is the last one. I arrived from the UK in May, so a few months ago, on an STV. So that's I don't know what an STV is. Does anybody know what an STV is if you're watching? Something senior Thailand visa? I don't know. Currently stamped in till November. If nothing changes and I can't extend fund further, then it is 10 days in an Amber County first, or worst case, the hotel quarantine. Country. Fully aware of the risks at the time of booking. Anyone who should not have been allowed to travel without an adult. That's the funny bit, because well, yeah, he's basically saying that they're stupid babies who made a stupid mistake and now they're crying, and yes, they are. In other news, for this week, yet another headline for Bangkok Post. I think this is 212. So yesterday there was a dumb headline where they were mentioning that Phuket is going under lockdown, but it wasn't. It was supposed to be talking about lockdown of their entries, so a shutdown of the entry exits, but the headline was misleading. This one says government lifts some bug controls. I don't know what that means. I think they meant to write big. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's big, because what they're talking about is pretty big. So Bangkok, the last time I was there, I could not dine in anywhere. I had to order food and takeaway. You couldn't sit anywhere and eat. And now they're basically saying you can do that. They're opening the malls. Wait, sorry, you did not hear that. The government has eased COVID restrictions on certain businesses and activities, including restaurants, shopping malls. Thank God. Yeah. Beauty salons, massage shops, and parks starting Wednesday. So that's pretty nice. That's a really good piece of news, except I don't understand that since the cases are actually going higher, what is the logic behind it? I don't know. I'm curious though. we'll go through this in just a bit. However, the government will adopt a COVID-free setting approach to ensure safety during the process. Under this approach, businesses will be required to ensure strict social distancing, proper air ventilation, hygiene, weekly screenings for staff members, and full vaccination for employees as soon as possible. So, interestingly, Bangkok has come up with the idea of a mobile medical bus to get people to take the jabs as well. That's a pretty good step. I'm pretty sure part of this is going to involve that. According to the center, customers who have been fully vaccinated are classified as green cards, referring to people who are allowed to receive services. This is interesting because this is going to piss some people off, especially the people from Western countries, because their freedom is more important than some of theirs. Freedom is more important than actual safety. Indoor air-conditioned restaurants will be allowed to resume dine-in services at 50% capacity. Without air conditioning services, it's going to be 75%. Blah blah blah. So this was a meeting chaired by the Prime Minister. That's interesting. That's big. Eateries ready to resume dining services will still be required to close at 8 p.m. every day and prohibit the serving and selling of alcoholic beverages, because when people drink, they sit around longer. That's one of the main things that has been happening throughout COVID, and that's the reason bars have been shut for the longest time. As for customers, they will be checked to see if they have been fully vaccinated or tested for COVID-19 with a rapid... What? Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But obviously I'm pretty sure people will. That's crazy. So if anyone watching does not really understand that basically means that they will not be able to sit at a restaurant unless they have shown that they have been fully vaccinated. But I don't know why it says "or" over here, because if you're vaccinated and you still get COVID, this test should be done. But if not, cool. I just don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how that goes. Earlier said customer must be free from COVID. Yeah, makes sense. They have to show vaccination certificates, while those who had been infected must have tested negative for at least 1 month and not more than 3, or else they would need to undergo an antigen rapid test before being eligible to be served. So yeah, okay, that's the question I was asking. That's been answered. Beauty salons and barbers will only be allowed to offer haircuts and spend no more than 1 hour on each customer. Okay, so no beauty treatments, only haircuts. Fair. Well, not fair, but it's something. Better than nothing. She said since 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. curfew will remain in effect for at least 2 weeks. So that's still happening. That means you eat, 8 o'clock restaurants shut down, you have 1 more hour, and then you have to go home. Easing of these restrictions on businesses, it will come as an effort to adjust COVID-19 control measures to improve the balance between public health safety and economic rehab. So while I do understand that, I still think that this balancing act might be a dangerous situation coming up. So let's see what happens then. Okay, so the antigen tests are arriving in 2 weeks. It affects the 8.5 million. That's awesome. Bangkok has millions of people living in it though, so they're gonna run out pretty soon. We're changing the gears a little bit in terms of videos. This is Mr. Beast.
Wow, we actually hit our goal of planting 20 million trees. That's insane. Normally I don't make short videos like this, but I have a few very important things about Team Trees that I want to tell you, and I just didn't want to cram it at the end of a video. First, 20 million trees is insane. If they were planted 8 feet apart, that's enough trees to plant around the globe. There's just so many. Second, I want to on the record say that I know I'll get most of the credit for Team Trees, but I really shouldn't. This all started when I hit 20 million subscribers, and as a joke we were like, let's plant 20 million trees. Team Trees might have started with me, but it definitely outgrew me. Over 500,000 unique people donated to the campaign, and hundreds if not thousands of people with influence promoted it. What I'm trying to say is, yes, Team Trees might have started with me, but it's grown its own brand and it's way bigger than me. What I genuinely want is, after you watch this video, go to someone who promoted Team Trees and just thank them. Just say, hey, thank you for promoting Team Trees. Team Trees isn't me. It's the YouTube community, the Twitter community, the Reddit community, the meme community, and many other communities combined together for good. You guys did school fundraising for trees. You donated your tooth fairy money. You started lemonade stands. You guys were just so passionate about this project. It was just truly amazing to watch. Watching Team Trees unfold and just seeing you guys care so much about the environment is just, I don't know how to put it into words, but I just genuinely, I feel fulfilled. I feel like we're just doing something good. My third and final point is, yeah, Team Trees does end soon, but I'd love to make this a yearly thing. There are a lot of problems in this world, and if once a year we can get the entire internet together to just try to make a change, then I think that's amazing, and I think it's worth doing. So Team Trees isn't where this ends. We got a lot more to come in the future, and just thank you. Anyone who just contributed to Team Trees in any way, thank you so much. And I want to reiterate, it's way bigger than me. It's a community. It's many communities that came together, and Team Trees is its own community, and I'm just a part of that community. So don't forget, together, and Team Trees is its own community, and I'm just a part of that community. So don't forget, go say thank you to anyone who promoted it, and I love you guys.
Cool, man. Good job, Mr. Beast and other people. So we have this mate named Richard Barrow. He's in Thailand for quite a few years, and he's like, when I say quite a few, I mean like 98, since 98, and he's been like, you know, helping promote Thailand. He does news stories and stuff. Now the really crazy part is that he has been pushed around a bit as well, but he's still here. He's not untouchable. I think they kind of proved that, but he's given a lot of leeway. But good on him for making himself such a huge part of Thailand that they actually, you know, look to him for, you know, certain situations as well. Like they actually invited him to a few official meetings to be able to communicate to the foreign community of Thailand. But just a quick update here in terms of this. So he said Bangkok post infographic. This is the one that we were looking at and we were supposed to go back to. This is us going back to it. Dark red zones. Haven't they written the cities? Nope. So the dark red zones, it's like curfew effective 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. Red zones and orange zones have no travel restrictions within. Gatherings are prohibited in the dark red. Gatherings of more than 50 are prohibited in red, and gatherings of more than 100 are prohibited in orange zones. So if you have 99 plus 1 people, you're good. 100 plus 99 plus 2, you're screwed. So just avoid that. So gyms are basically being allowed to open again. That's fantastic. Bangkok has been shut down in terms of gyms for so long, but yeah, so that's really good. They can open normally. All sporting venues can open normally. can resume activities, but with only a permit from education and health authorities. Can resume activities with a permit from the provincial disease control committee. Can resume activities under disease control guidelines. Can operate normally. Shopping malls can reopen. Yeah. So yeah, we've talked about all this stuff. The newest thing is though the education institutes. Let's see what happens because obviously you have to take care of the kids, and it's dangerous. We're trying to figure out what happens. Malls open, swimming pools closed. God, they're never happy. This is good. People are trying to understand it's an airborne disease, so being outside or good ventilation is more important than fair depointers, hygiene, theater. These dining. Okay, cool. There's some fun stuff, not fun stuff, it's kind of serious stuff that I wanted to watch, but I'm intrigued of one particular kind of content on TikTok, and now it's seeping into YouTube Shorts as well. And that is the Boom Challenge. So I pulled up this document. First, I think we should watch a few so you'll know what it is. But I don't understand it. Maybe I'm too old. I just don't understand it, why it's being done, because if you're just supposed to open your shirt and show your tits, and that's the challenge, it's pretty not classy, right? I don't know. I promise I'm not a boomer, but I do want to. I'm confused. So let's search a few things. Let's watch a few things. Boom challenge. And so you guys know. Oh, there's a compilation. Okay, 6 minutes. I'm not gonna watch it for 30 minutes, but let's check it out. Wait. And I don't know if this is gonna get copyrighted as well, so let's just go with it. See what happens. Okay, she's still covered up. No, she's not. I love it how as soon as girls showed up on stream, there are more people watching. Just saying. This is not a joke. This is it. If you're actually expecting there to be more than, more to this, there's literally nothing more to this. This is it. It's literally, this could go on and on and on. That's the thing. This is just going on. This is it. This is literally it. I'm gonna get Boof out off my screen. Well, trying to find something. Even if it's not happening. There you go. That's good. Sorry for any underage people who are watching. I didn't mean to make it last that long. No, so that's the thing though. What's the reasoning behind it? And I was trying to do some investigative reporting or investigative journalism and figuring out what this is. So I came across this article and I read a few first lines, and then I was say I'll just read it with you guys, and maybe we can do some research, like what the hell is the boom challenge and why are people actually doing it? Because I'm sorry, it does not make sense to me. This is as bad as, let's open that, what was it? Bus It challenge. So do you guys remember the Bus It challenge? This is the Bus It challenge. Let's just watch two. Okay. Wait for it, and another one. This is the challenge. This was the last challenge that was sexualizing content for whatever reason. I don't know why it's being sexualized. Why people are sexualizing themselves like this. It's just there's just no class to it. Yeah, you're wearing a nice dress at the end of it. Over here, you're wearing part of a dress at the end of it. So I guess it's getting worse, isn't it? It's getting worse. So let's talk about it. TikTok's Boom Boom Challenge is pretty not safe for work. Here's what to know. Every social media platform has this weird set of challenges and trends that crop up for any number of reasons. Remember when everyone was dunking coolers of ice over their heads and posting on social media? That was to help raise awareness for ALS, so there was a point. The mannequin challenge, that was to help promote a song that probably otherwise would not have received any play. So I don't know why they were promoting that song, but still, it was actually pretty decently done. I mean, there was like genuinely some hard work that went into the mannequin challenge, especially, right? There was, you had to organize a whole bunch of people to stay together, and one person probably said, okay, cut, everyone hold still, freeze, and then there was one person, or I don't remember how many people, who were actually going through that crowd of frozen people, and it was nice. It was hard work, and it was nice. It looked good, and became popular for, I guess, the right reasons. But the Boom Boom challenge just it's basically, if I'm wearing a shirt and then at the end of the song I just basically open the shirt, or just pull my t-shirt up, I won't do it. That's lucky. But there's plenty of useful little hacks, tips, and tricks and shared bits of obscure knowledge on TikTok that help to broaden people's horizons and cue them in on things that make life a bit easier. True, whether it's boosting productivity or visually breaking down the wealth gap between Jeff Bezos and millionaires. Yes, there is that rice one as well. Like, how much does Jeff Bezos actually have in terms of money? The rice thingy. So there's, that was kind of nice. There are many eye-opening short form videos that have gone viral. Then there are TikToks like the ones of people participating in the Boom Boom challenge. So yeah, they're basically saying black and white, or white and black. TikToks often being called, this does not say much. TikToks often be called out for promoting an environment where child predators thrive due to the sheer number of challenges that involve suggestive acts like the toothpaste trend. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I don't know what the hell that was, but never mind. Approximately 1/3 of TikTok users are between the ages of 10 and 19. Many of those underage users who have accounts on the app end up mimicking a lot of these popular trends. The Boom Boom trend is yet another exercise in sexualized narcissism. In the clips, participants perform a glow-up on camera that starts with them wearing casual clothing. Halfway through the 15-second clip, they'll snap into wearing a jacket, blazer with no shirt or blouse on underneath. Here are some examples below. Please note they will not be appropriate for all users. We know that. We don't really need to watch these again, do we? Oh, we already seen her, right? We just saw her on the video. So says in many of these clips, after snapping into, I'm joking, we'll watch one. I'll give you guys one.
Lick on the 10, little drip on the next 6 figure on the hand. I felt like a goat when I sit on the land, when I lift both doors and I hit on the gas and zoom.
That's what it was. In many of the clips, after snapping into the blazer, they'll start pouting their lips, moving their hair around, and pose for the camera in a general I'm feeling myself mood. But all of the clips are sent to the Doja tag track Boom. Comment sections on Boom Challenge TikTok videos all share a common theme. Little boys. Probably. From ads promising video and image access of sexy girls to people thirsting over the maid of women posing for cameras while rocking blazers and cleavage, the Boom Boom Challenge appears to attract a specific type of audience. You know, I've realized this website, their story is very long drawn out, like it's not ending. Like they talk about the comment sections here and then they don't talk about it until here. Oh wait, they haven't. And while rocking a jacket challenge is one way of participating in the trend, there are various other ways people get in on it. Some just show an instant glow, whether they're instantly rocking a gorgeous sari or jewelry combo or another outfit they're particularly proud of. It's all about the celebration of one's physical attractiveness and posting it online for the world to see. Beautiful people have it easy, don't they?
On the 10, little drip on the next 6 figure on the hand. I felt like a goat when I sit on the land, when I lift both doors and I hit on the gas.
It is. Did you know? Do you guys see this? Wait. No, I can't really. I'm curious what this is. Whoa.
I heard from a friend of a friend that dick was a 10 out of 10. Yeah. Oh, baby, I need to know. I heard from a friend of a friend that dick.
That's cute. I mean, that's cute. This is just, I don't know what the hell that is. Some blah blah. If it sounds superficial, that's because, well, it is. But like Nicholas Winding Refn postulated in what? Thanks to them, social media narcissism seems to be a virtue of more recent generations. Whether that's working for us as a global society to make us happier, however is another question entirely. They do not talk about what it is really. So there's that, but why? I love Google. Not how to do, I'm saying why are they doing it? It's amazing. Nobody's actually talking about why they're doing it. What's good about Boom Boom Challenge? Did they just copy an entire article? Holy crap. This is the exact same art. Okay, never mind. I guess I just caught a few people copying each other's shit. Techno trends, just so you know. Distractify has your story or the other way around, I'm not sure. But yeah, anyway, so that was the Boom Boom Challenge. That took a while. But regardless, it is just interesting that there are people who are actually doing this like it's their job. And yeah, if they're getting paid for it, that still doesn't defend the fact that it is just a ridiculous challenge. I mean, why does nudity always have to be part of it? Busted, boom boom, it's the same thing, and it's just narcissism, isn't it? You have to, I mean, most of these girls, kids rather, are good looking, I guess, but why sexualize the content? I've seen some really good content on TikTok. To be honest, there is this doctor. She's a psychologist. She gives you she talks about yoga, meditation, you know, how to deal with certain situations. It's actually pretty good. I'll feature it at some point, you know, just go through her shit. But yeah. So let me know what you guys think on comments or something, and maybe we can talk about it. Anywho, coming back to GoFundMe pages, I kept it till the end until we could watch this back to back. But the GoFundMe thing is a very interesting situation. See, like, for example, let's just do Phuket and see if we can find something ridiculous. So this was pretty cool. Neil Bennett, co-working space in Phuket that gives back. A person needs an operation. Help for my best friend and family. Now, I don't mean to call out somebody who's actually having a genuine issue, but there are some stupid things happening. Mom needs life-saving surgery. Sim for hope. No, I can't find anything here. At least not on the first page. Help find my daughter. Aw. Hamster. Survival. Help Aussie drivers get through COVID. Health and care. This. Thank you. The universe never seems to disappoint. Never seems to disappoint, and I love it. So let's just go to it first. I don't want to bitch and then I'm just bitching for no reason. I want to see what this is about. Hi, my name is Troy, and I'm planning a trip to Phuket. I have the flight in SHA hotel, but all the extras might prevent me from being able to go. The requirements are very specific to get into Thailand. You must be vaccinated. Me, myself, have been vaccinated 2 times with 2 different COVID meds. That was fun. I'm trying to get enough money together for the prepaid COVID tests. I don't get it. The tests. Okay, not the jab. I was in the music industry as a tech and lighting programmer. That industry will take years to recover in Canada. I've been doing photography for 5 years now. Blah blah. I have to stay in Phuket for 14 days at an approved hotel. All COVID tests, 1 to fly, 1 on arrival, and 4 more within the 14 days. I was told it could be at least 200 per test. No, it's not 200 per test. What I need help with is the COVID test. I have the rest covered. Any extra will help as well. I'm not sure about a GoFundMe page. I'm not one to ask for help very often. I would do without before asking for help. I'm asking for this amount simply to do the cam repair and lens repair. Are you bringing broken cameras and lenses? Because if you're doing that doesn't make sense. His goal is $500. He's raised $20. Anonymous sent him $20 1 month ago. So this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. I'm traveling here. Give me money so I can travel. For example, this guy, look at this, deserves every dollar just by looking at the picture. But let's go through it. One of my dearest friends' vacation in Asia turned into a nightmare. He caught an infection and was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome? Never heard it. It's a rare condition where the immune system attacks the nerves and eventually leaves you paralyzed. It is an incurable disease, but it can be treated and requires months-long recovery with therapy. Brian is currently hospitalized in Phuket and has been there since Christmas. When is this? Jeez, this is last year. Unfortunately, he did not have travel health insurance. Good. And has been spending out of pocket to stay alive and receive treatment. The bill is currently upwards of 50,000 USD. He's been paying through credit cards and his life savings from his hard work as a contractor. His savings are running out. Blah blah. Known Brian for 15 years. He deserves time to recover. Crippling debt. Help my friend in the time of need. This is an update in last year, January 9. Brian blood test came out good. Platelet count as well. Okay. Good news is we have the okay to go back home. We were arriving at New York this Friday. Thanks again for your love, positivity, and support. Here's a picture of Dr. Anurag Kamtong, who was his neurologist during this process. This dude. Cool. And this is what I'm saying. This guy actually deserves it. Yes, he made a critical mistake that cannot be ignored. He was traveling to Asia without travel insurance, medical travel insurance. That is a huge no-no. Every time you travel to Thailand, especially, everybody asks for that. Everybody says, do not travel outside your country without it. But people don't listen, just like this guy didn't listen. However, the fact that he caught a rare disease is messed up, and that's not his fault. So I'm glad people helped. There were 206 donors. It's freaking amazing. $100, $200, $20, $50. That's amazing. And he didn't achieve his full goal, but at least he's not $18,893 more in debt. So yeah, but that's the thing. He's not asking for money to travel or road trip or eat good food or something. He's just asking for money because he's in a shitty situation, and that was my point. Being in that shitty situation, it's great that people are helping, and he deserves to ask for help, and so those are two examples, right? Good examples, I feel. Yes. Anywho, so that's about it. Let's watch this guy, his story. I have not watched this because I've been dying to watch it with you guys. So all different I'm a huge documentary and movie buff. Obviously I can't stream entire movies here because, well, yesterday my stream got shut down for a little bit because I was watching a documentary that was copyrighted. So I can't do it every time, but there are certain things I can watch. So one of this is my life after 44 years in prison. This is an Al Jazeera short documentary, and I love Al Jazeera's journalism in general. So let's see what this is about.
On the windows, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. Look, on the windows, you ain't seen nothing on no windows but people walking by, not no video. I told you I stand out here for a long time watching this crazy stuff.
This dude was actually featured in Avril Lavigne's music video back in the day. I was a huge fan of Avril Lavigne. Right?
Wow. All right. My name is Otis Johnson. I went to prison at the age.
Sorry, I have to shut down the music. Very sad. Music.
Age 25 years old, and when I came out, I was 69 years old. I went to prison or jail for the crime of attempted murder on a police officer and assault on a police officer. Prison affected me a lot, and my reentry was a little bit hard at first because things had changed. I got off Times Square and I was looking at the atmosphere, the new things that was happening. I seen that everybody, or majority of the people, was talking to themselves. And then I looked closer and they seemed to have things in their ears, you know. With them things, with the phone thing, iPhones they call them or something like that. And I thought to my mind, what, everybody that became, you know, CIAs or agents and stuff like that? Because that's the only thing I can think of, somebody walking around with wires in their ears and stuff like that. That's what they had when I was out during the 60s and the 70s. And some people are not even looking where they're going. So I'm trying to figure out how people do that, control themselves to walk and talk on a phone without even looking where they're going and stuff like that. Right. So that was side is it's a good feeling, a very good feeling, you know, other than being inside the prison. All right, you only can go outside at certain times. So I like being in the sun and also observing people. It's nice, you know, it's nice to be free. I think in 1998 or something like that, I lost contact with my family. Coming out of prison, right, I was mainly alone. Like I said, I had no birth certificate, nothing like that. I had no family, no girlfriends, no sisters, no brothers, you know, no people that I can communicate that I had years ago. It bothers me a lot because I really miss my family, you know, and wow. I remember I had two nieces, they was twins, right? And every time I come over, they run to me, and one of them used to get behind me and hide, right? And the other one would be looking for the other twin, right? And so sometimes I just move to the side so the twin can see the other twin. And she said, "You crossed me," you know. So I remember that still. I used to love children, you know, and that's one of the good memories I had. Mm-hmm. I eat different things now because I'm looking at all this crazy stuff they got, so I try it out. You know, once in a while, like the funny dinners, different colored drinks. What you call that? The gator stuff, pink, blue, all these different colors. So I start drinking that once in a while. You know, just because it looks funny. There's so many things that you can eat, so it's a hard choice to pick out really the food that you want. For instance, the peanut butter, and it had jelly in it, and I ain't never seen nothing like that before, and definitely wasn't in the prison system, you know. So peanut butter and jelly in the same place in a jar, and that was strange. Still here, 1960. Skippy's still around. Yeah. When don't have nothing to do, maybe at 6 o'clock at night, you know, I might, since it's nice out, I go out in the park, you know, or I might just meditate. You know, you gotta let things go because holding on to anger will only stagnate your growth and development. You know, a lot of people say, well, the society owed me because I did all this time, even though I did the crime. I don't think like that. I don't feel that society owed me anything. Everything happens for a reason, I believe. So I let that go and deal with the future instead of dealing with the past. I try not to go backwards. I try to go forwards. And that's how I survive society.
This was a good message. I need to repeat that for... This is good. It's...
Things. I go out.
It's like, you know when... Yeah, this is what...
Out in the park, you know, or I might just meditate. You know, you gotta let things go because holding on to anger will only stagnate your growth and development. You know, a lot of people say, well, the society owed me because I did all this time, even though I did the crime. I don't think like that. I don't feel that society owed me anything. Everything happens for a reason, I believe. So I let that go and deal with the future instead of dealing with the past. I try not to go backwards. I try to go forwards. And that's how I survive society.
Nicely made, man. Al Jazeera is doing pretty good. That's the thing though, right? The guy has spent 44 years. He has no family, nothing. He didn't know what iPhones are until he saw them, and he still didn't really know. I hope he got a phone to at least try to, I don't know. Like, what would you do in that situation if you just woke up one day and the world's completely different? Like, that's just so exciting and scary at the same time. That happened to Captain America too, didn't it? Yes, Captain America is fictional, but that's what happened to him. He looked around, but the thing is, military bases still have not changed much, so he feels happy and at home in that situation. I was thinking about doing some gaming today. There was this website I used to play on as a kid. This one. So I probably do this in a bit, but for now I want to watch, and would like you guys to watch this Jeff Bezos thing with me if you're interested. If you have any suggestions, please write it in the comments and we'll find something else. But let's check this out because, well, yeah.
Bezos basically wants to own the whole economy, right?
You think he will?
I kind of think he will. I kind of think that in like 10 years, Jeff Bezos owns every single thing there is.
Amazon's this trillion-dollar tech company, closing 30% of our stores and malls and paying zero in taxes.
How much of the internet do you run?
It's a good question. It's a lot, though.
When Jeff Bezos founded Amazon, he originally considered naming it Relentless, and even registered the domain name relentless.com, which is still active to this day. However, when friends told him the name sounded a bit sinister, he
It's
on
because inspirable empire. And however,
Sorry, I got overexcited, but I want to know what Relentless is. .com. Oh, did you see that? Did you know that? Again, www.relentless.com, right? It goes to Amazon. Oh, interesting. Man, this guy knows this shit. Hey, you learn something new every day, don't you? Don't ya? That was pretty cool.
when friends told him the name sounded a bit sinister, he changed it. Fast forward to present day, and Bezos is the richest man in modern history and has gone from being one man in an office to running $1 trillion global empire. And whilst the story of Bezos and Amazon is undeniably inspiring, the real question is, where does this story end? Because now more than ever, the name Relentless seems like the perfect fit.
Amazon is expanding its presence in the smart home market. The e-commerce giant announced yesterday it has officially closed the deal to buy the home security device company Ring. It's a reported $1 billion acquisition.
Sold the Washington Post for $250 million to Amazon founder and CEO Jeff Bezos.
Amazon this week announcing a very big move into the pharmacy business. It sent shockwaves through the industry.
$1 billion acquisition of PillPack.
Amazon making a big deal in the self-driving car space.
space. The price that Amazon paid was north of $1 billion.
Sold it to Amazon for over $1 billion.
Amazon is buying Whole Foods for nearly $14 billion.
It's time to go back to the moon, this time to stay.
Okay, let's back up a little. Amazon started from humble beginnings in 1994, selling books on the internet, and they even used to ring a bell in the office every time they got a sale. But over the next couple of decades, Amazon expanded into almost every product category there is, earning it the nickname the Everything Store, with well over 350 million different products available to buy. And when you think of Amazon, this is probably what comes to mind: Amazon.com, the online e-commerce giant. However, the shopping component of Amazon is just a tiny fraction of what it does. And sure, it's normal for businesses to buy out competitors and expand into new markets, but let's just take a step back to see exactly how large Bezos's Amazon empire actually is, and what that could mean for our future. For a start, they have Amazon Web Services, their computing and cloud services business that essentially powers a huge portion of the entire internet, including Netflix, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and even the CIA. In fact, when AWS has a major outage, it can sort of feel like the internet is down, and even vacuums and doorbells on the network can stop working. Amazon has also entered the streaming service business, buying the rights to not only many thousands of popular movies, TV shows, and live events, but also creating their own originals. In fact, Amazon Studios became the first streaming service to receive a Best Picture Oscar nomination for one of its original movies.
Amazon is represented at the Academy Awards. Amazon is the first streaming service nominated for Best Picture.
And the Golden Globe goes to Transparent, Amazon Instant Video.
I want to thank Amazon, Jeff Bezos.
To Amazon, my new best friend.
Jeff Bezos is here.
Oh!
Jeff Bezos.
Wow, great actor.
Jeff Bezos is so rich, he got divorced, and he's still the richest man in the world.
And with billions more dollars reportedly due to be spent next year, it seems production will keep expanding. And they aren't just stopping at video streaming. They're big players in the music streaming space too, taking on the likes of Spotify and Apple Music, which fits very nicely with the fact Amazon is also one of the industry leaders in the smart speaker market. And suddenly you start to realize the genius here in the way that so many of their products and services interlink. If you become a member of their subscription service, Amazon Prime, you become part of the Amazon ecosystem. You probably buy a Fire Stick to watch your Prime Video movies, which you can control with your Amazon Alexa, which you bought from Amazon.com, which runs on Amazon Web Services. There's this synergy between everything that means once you're in, you're unlikely to leave because everything is connected. And this is just going to keep expanding. For example, they've announced plans for an online pharmacy with discount pharma prices available for Prime members. And as Amazon systematically tries to embed itself in almost every area of your life, from managing your photos to delivering your groceries, it's understandable some people have concerns about the sheer amount of data Amazon is going to have on you. But
this is interesting. 2 days ago, we all watched a documentary about Facebook and WhatsApp, if you remember. And what was all that about? Data, right? It was about how much Mark Zuckerberg has on us. And he's one of the richest people in the world. He's one of the biggest companies in the world. And very similarly, coincident, I don't know, but very similarly, Amazon, also one of the biggest countries in the world, companies in the world, and one of the biggest, Jeff Bezos being one of the most richest people in the world, also has the exact same thing, data on us. Yep.
The thing is, right now we're just talking about some of the popular consumer products and services under the Amazon label. In terms of Amazon's overall empire, we haven't even begun to scratch the surface yet. For example, Amazon are developing cutting-edge AI facial recognition technology that they're selling direct to law enforcement, which on one hand is helping police find criminals, but on the other hand is largely untested and unregulated, yet they've also had talks about selling it to immigrations and customs enforcement and the US military.
Bezos himself has made it clear that he sees Amazon playing a critical role in national security, as well as in commerce.
We are going to continue to support the DoD, and I think we should. And if big tech companies are going to turn their back on the US Department of Defense, this country is going to be in trouble.
And this isn't Amazon's first dealing in this area at all. A BBC documentary about Amazon claimed that police have turned into Avon salespeople for Amazon Ring, a product which markets itself as a smart video doorbell with a built-in camera and Wi-Fi that police are now recommending to people for security. Amazon are also currently working on other futuristic projects like drone deliveries and AI robots for the home. Ironically, in 2018, a Guardian article wrote that of the top 10 US industries by GDP, Amazon has a finger in all but real estate. In 2019, articles started popping up about Amazon entering real estate. Even websites you may currently use yourself, like IMDb and Goodreads, are subsidiaries of Amazon. The thing is, Bezos has managed to brand Amazon in a way where no market is off limits for them.
It's dangerous not to evolve. If you want to ensure your extinction, cease to evolve.
In other words, they have incredible brand elasticity, where Amazon can enter any market and people will go, yeah, I guess that makes sense. For example, if other huge brands like Coca-Cola or Samsung said they were opening physical grocery stores, it would be kind of weird. But when Amazon say that, it's not even surprising. Which brings us on to Amazon's plans to not just beat the high street, but to become the high street. In case you haven't seen, Amazon is planning to reinvent the physical shopping experience as well.
Lines, no checkout. No, seriously.
Likewise, when you hear Amazon are planning to launch more than 3,000 satellites into orbit to supply the world with high-speed internet, that's not that surprising either. Same with their plans for a 3 million square foot air hub for the fleets of planes they've been buying, or their purchase of self-driving car company Zoox. Again, whilst these big projects all seem unrelated, you can also see how these different pieces may all later connect together. For example, driverless vehicles delivering your Amazon packages. Because vertical integration is definitely at the heart of Amazon's success. They essentially want to own the whole supply chain. They want to make the products themselves, store the products themselves, sell the products through their own platform, accept payment with their own payment gateway, and then deliver the products with their own delivery teams. And I just want to be clear, from a customer perspective, I love Amazon. I think what they're doing is exciting, and obviously I don't actually think Bezos is some kind of super villain, even if he does look a bit like one. But I do think it's easy to see why there's some concern about Bezos, even if he does look a bit like one. But I do think it's easy to see why there's some concern about Bezos entering so many different markets, given the incredible amount of resources he and Amazon have. And no, currently they don't match the definition of a monopoly in any of the markets they're in, because they do have plenty of competition. In fact, Amazon's competition is almost everyone. However, watch some...
You have everything, but you are going to get more competition if your fingers are in every single pot of honey, right?
People think is the problem is that so many of their competitors depend on Amazon. A lot of their competitors use Amazon Web Services or sell their products through Amazon.com's third-party seller marketplace. And whilst they technically have the choice to do that, let's look at an example. many book publishers have had negotiations with Amazon over ebook pricing, to which Amazon can essentially dictate the price they want. Because if the publishers don't agree, Amazon can simply stop showing the books from that publisher, causing their sales to tank, since most people buy books from Amazon. Likewise, with individuals selling their own products through Amazon, many have reported that if they find a hit product that's selling well, Amazon will simply create their own version of the product and show it higher up in search results. And if the original seller lowers their prices to try and compete, Amazon will just lower their price as well. In fact, for many years, Amazon prioritized growth over profit and have a track record of temporarily making a loss on items in order to be cheaper than competitors. So competitors go out of business, and then Amazon can re-raise their prices if they want. And whilst this can be harsh, it's nothing new. Some economists would say it's simply good business. But others may say, Amazon being both a platform and a retailer that sells through that same platform is a dangerous conflict of interests, and that the anti-competitive tactics used by Amazon are cause for concern.
We're going to price products competitively, and if that means on that product that we lose money, that's okay.
And of course, given Amazon's seemingly infinite resources and connections, it's not exactly unrealistic to imagine that Amazon's dominance in almost every market is going to keep growing and growing until Jeff Bezos essentially wins capitalism. So, you could argue Amazon's biggest competition and threat is probably the government, and some senior figures are already raising big concerns about Amazon's dominance. Technically, Amazon don't violate any antitrust laws right now, but that's partly because their tactics hurt other businesses, not customers. In fact, Amazon's leverage over its competitors is mostly leading to lower prices for the end consumer. So it raises the interesting question of whether Amazon's continued growth is a good thing. Some people would say if Amazon keep innovating, keep lowering prices, keep improving delivery speeds, then that's what matters. After all, they are renowned for incredible customer service and putting the consumer first. But
yeah, I remember this thing. I ordered a wireless router, a Netgear wireless router, for about $40, or yeah, it was $40 something on Amazon, and from Amazon. And when they actually sent it, there were 2 boxes instead of 1. And I was just, I just went like, thanks. Like, I didn't know what to think. I thought that, yeah, probably stupid, right? I thought that I was supposed to get 2 boxes because I did not realize that those 2 boxes meant 2 different Wi-Fi routers. And I actually asked, and the person insisted on giving it to me. So I took it, and turns out I had 2 wireless routers, and good quality ones too. This is 2007 or something, so $40 something for a router was actually, I think it was a good amount of money. But hey, yeah, I gave 1 to my brother, kept 1 myself. Win-win.
some other people would say, at what cost? Are their employees being treated fairly to achieve those great results? And if independent stores can't compete, does that hurt our communities and small business owners?
Yes.
Especially when you consider Amazon get massive tax breaks for their innovative programs, which small businesses simply can't compete with. Additionally, some people argue that the vast amount of data Amazon has on everyone, from all these different companies and products they have, allows them to understand consumers in a way that most companies simply can't, which will allow Amazon to continually stay ahead of the game. And finally, in even more extreme cases, some people would argue we should all be wary of trusting Amazon at all.
Rachel Greer worked in product safety at Amazon and worried that the site was being flooded with untested and potentially unsafe products.
Are there proper warnings? Has it been safety tested for durability? If a child chews on it, will the paint come off? Is that paint leaded?
Most people would assume that
there is a pretty high safety standard on Amazon.
And that assumption would be incorrect.
More than half of all sales on Amazon's main shopping site come from third-party sellers who send their items into Amazon, and Amazon handle the rest because of their incredible infrastructure. But Amazon's terms and conditions state third-party sellers are responsible for the safety of these items, not Amazon themselves. And this concerns some people because a lot of these third-party sellers are not big established businesses. They're just random individuals trying to make some money on the side. And so if they send in counterfeit or faulty items, it's entirely possible they will get mixed in with genuine items in the Amazon warehouse. And so you're never fully sure who provided the item you're buying and whether it's authentic. And again, I just want to stress, I buy from Amazon regularly, and I don't mean this as an attack on Amazon, but I do think all of this is interesting to consider. If Amazon is going to have so much control and power, do they also need more responsibility? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts in the comments. However, for me personally, the final and most interesting question of all is, what is Jeff Bezos' endgame? Admittedly, most of his wealth is currently tied up in shares, but there's still no question that he has more money than anyone could ever spend in a lifetime, and yet he continues to work incredibly hard and shows no signs of slowing down at all. I think it's clear Bezos wants hard and shows no signs of slowing down at all. I think it's clear Bezos wants to keep expanding into even more industries and keep buying out even more companies. In other words, he wants to stay relentless. And this has actually led to him coming under a lot of scrutiny recently, especially as he doesn't seem to give as much of his money away to charity as some might expect.
Amazon's top guy, Jeff Bezos, he has donated $690,000 to the Australian Wildlife Recovery Fund, I guess you can call it. He's getting slammed for it because people think that he should have given more.
Well, he gave nearly $150 million to charitable causes last year as well, but some say that's not enough.
So, you start to wonder, what is he going to do with all that wealth and power? And this could be the answer.
I think the most important work that I'm doing, and I get increasing conviction on this with every passing year, is the work I'm doing at Blue Origin on space travel.
Even from just 5 years old, Bezos says he's been fascinated by the idea of space travel, and so is spending an increasing amount of time and money on his space company, Blue Origin. According to their website, they say we must go to space to tap its unlimited resources and energy. And so you start to think that perhaps world domination is not the end goal for Jeff Bezos. At least, not this world. If you enjoyed this video, then I have some great news for you. There's a back catalogue of lots of other similar videos already on this channel you can go and watch for free right now. There's lots of new videos on the way too, so please turn on the notification bell if you want to see them. But until then, thank you so much for watching. You are a legend. I'll see you next time.
Well, if you are a legend too, Magnates Media, please check this out. I subscribed yesterday. This is a good documentary as well. We watched something similar to this, like from the same thingy, from the same channel yesterday as well. It's really interesting. I think it was the WhatsApp one. Was that yesterday? Day before yesterday. But yeah. There is this one thing I want to address in terms of, money, like rich people money. I'm not I promise I'm not siding with Jeff Bezos on this, because the problem with him is that the work conditions in his factories, his facilities are not up to par from what I've heard. Apparently people have come out saying that, he was not, they didn't have pee breaks. People would faint because it would get too hot, things like that. But the main problem, I think, in terms of the money situation, the money conversation is not paying taxes or not paying enough tax, either one. And somebody like that, if they're donating, then yes, I do agree that people should say you should give more, but the reasoning behind it should be that you're not paying as many taxes as the rest of the country or the rest of the world. Rest of the country, I'm talking in terms of if you're living in the US. But if you donate more, then, you know, maybe it's understandable. You know, if it's the same amount as you're not paying tax. For example, if you're exempt from tax, so you can put the money in to certain causes that, you know, would have used your tax money, that would be a better idea. But he's getting away with it. So yeah, 150 million, 690,000, that's not enough. But the main argument what people normally have with people who are rich and who have earned money is that you are rich, pay more, like donate more, give more to charity. They don't need to give anything to charity if they have worked really hard on their money. They can if they want to, but they don't need to. There's no written rule that, oh, you have to give to charity if you're a billionaire. If you have earned that money, you know, legally, if you earned that money by not exploiting labor, and people who have not exploited labor, I personally feel that they should not be forced to pay charity if they don't want to. There's this very interesting case recently of this guy named Hasanabi. I've talked about him before as well. I'm a huge fan of his work, his streams. The problem is that he basically bought a house recently, and everyone's bitching about him. Like, oh, why did you buy such an expensive house, blah, blah. This guy works his ass off. Like, so I've recently started streaming, right? So I can't even say I'm a streamer at this point. But, so I was talking about this guy. He works through donations. He gets money, he gets subscriptions on Twitch. That's how he gets money. It's not that he's exploiting some labor laws or, you know, ruining somebody else's life, and then he's rich because of that. But people are still bitching. I don't understand it. He doesn't understand it either. Well, he's a smart guy. I'm pretty sure he understands it, but he doesn't like it. And I guess I'd like to say, Hasanabi, you completely deserve that house. A lot of love from Palin. Do invite me if you can. I would like to see it. But yeah. So there is this one last thing I wanted to do is I wanted to play some games. If you're interested in staying for this, go for it. Up to you. But this is actually a website I used to play games on as a kid. I'm just really interested in, you know, what's happening in it now.
The following game features trampoline stunts modeled carefully based on professional trampoliners.
That's exciting.
Accordingly, no one should attempt to recreate or reenact any jumps or activities
Oh
performed.
no, sir, I'm going out now and doing it.
Flip Master.
Page is unresponsive. Why is it unresponsive? Should I shut other stuff? Yep, that helped. Oh, it's with the mouse. While in the air, press and hold mouse button to speed up rotation. Wait. How am I control? Okay. Okay, guess many clips still have problems. While pressing, move your mouse. Okay. I think I just broke my neck. Okay, this is creating a lot of issues, but I'll just play it a bit. Oh, there's no you know, net on the side.
That is a new record. Okay. Sweet. Hey, game over. Okay, that is a new record.
No, I want to try to
Cool. Game over.
No,
I've seen a lot of people jump. Seen a lot of trampolines, but that is stunning. Whoa, mad landing. Nice
okay, one last time.
Sweet. Okay. Game over. You beat your own record. Give him a star.
I didn't know there was a car.
Ow. You did well.
Will I smash the car?
You got hit.
No, I want to smash the windshield. Oh, there's a balloon.
Whoa.
I want to get...
Game over. Nice going, dude. Bad landing.
Ouch,
Dude,
that would hurt. Whoa. That was a big jump. I don't know if my stream shut down or not. Anyways, regardless, that was basically the last thing I wanted to do anyways. So it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I'm still online, but it doesn't matter. Well, I have to go now. I am excited, like I mentioned earlier, about tomorrow's conversation with Michelle, talking about, you know, her work in Phuket. She does these, I think I mentioned this before, she does these amazing beach cleanups, boot camps to you know, clean the environment, helps in recycling things. There's a plethora of information on her public page on Facebook. I'll link it when I talk to her tomorrow, in case there's a cancellation or whatever. We'll figure some other time out, but I think it's gonna be a good talk, and I don't think you should miss it. So that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. This was wonderful. Have a good and happy and relaxing Saturday night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please, I know some of you guys have been watching. Every day it's been getting easier to stream, and it's been nice to have more and more people every day. So I do appreciate you guys being here, spending some time with me, and please subscribe to the channel. And that's about it. Take care of yourself. Have a good evening. And how do I do this? I'm trying to do a smooth transition outro. It's not happening. There you go. There you go. That's what I wanted to do. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thai time, and around 1:30 p.m. we're going to have Michelle come and talk